Hey there, my apologies. I'm only able to record in increments of 15 minutes with this software, so just bear with me. Also, I do apologize. I'm having to publish these videos and record these videos piecemeal as I've been sick the past few days, tested positive for the flu right here at the beginning of the spring semester. So thank you for being understanding as I try to go through and get all of this information up and published. At any rate, as I was mentioning, the course itself is more of an asynchronous course. However, you are required to meet with me throughout the course and to collaborate with your peers in the course via peer review sessions of the content that you will be drafting. I was mentioning that in the course, one of the perks is I try to emulate the editor to scholar relationship, not just the professor to student. So in other words, I try to emulate the same type of activity that I have when I am editing for PhD candidates or for PhD faculty members who may be putting together academic material for academic publication. And so to try to expose you to some of that graduate level or professional level editing content, I try to emulate that same behavior, and we try to engage in those same practices. And so you'll notice it's a lot different than undergrad in terms of how a faculty member may review some of your writing and your content. You're going to get some very in-depth critique as it pertains to your writing and to your research and also your critical thinking skills. The idea is to train you to be a graduate level academic and researcher. So that's something that I take pride in with this particular course. In fact, the past 2 semesters that the course has been taught, a product of the course has been that 3 or 4 students in each section has been able to publish their own content, whether it be in regional, national, academic journals, conferences, etc. And so that's something that I also enjoy doing, is to try to work with you all and perfect your content, perfect your skills, and to also produce and publish your content as much as possible. And so that's something that you'll notice that I try to encourage among all of you as we go through the course and complete the assignment. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and flip over here to the course syllabus. So the expectation is that every single week, each new week, new course content will be published and will be published under the module section here. So the very first module, as you'll note, is right here. You'll see all the information for that module posted. They will remain posted so you can go through and look at all the content. And there will be one page usually you can click on, like this one, that will have all the instructions. I usually like to also publish an instruction guide right here. So if you need an actual to-do list, since it's an online course, something to kind of help keep you on track, I usually put together a document that will be right here that you can take notes on. You can check off as you do each assignment, etc. It's not required to use, but it's just something there to help if you need it. And so you'll see all the information you need. I usually give an overview of what's to come. Then you'll have video lectures, multimedia, reading assignments, and links to your actual assignments. This first module is a little different in that the only assignments are the diagnostic writing assignment that you'll see last in the module, but also the syllabus contract and attendance verification quiz. You'll also see our syllabus here. The idea of these first few days is to get acquainted and acclimated with the Canvas course shell, but to also take an in-depth look and review at the syllabus and ensure that you understand all the academic policies, that you understand the assignments, the grading scale. You do have to complete the syllabus contract and attendance verification quiz by Sunday, the 22nd, by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in order to remain enrolled in the class. So it's important that whether or not you review this video, of course, it's recommended that you do, but that you at least look at the syllabus and you understand it before signing these 2 items here. Thus, after you review the syllabus, after you review this video, just be sure to go to the syllabus contract here. You will just go in and type in acknowledge, that you acknowledge everything in the syllabus. And then the attendance verification, those undergrad students that are enrolled will understand what this is, but to any of our new students, as an institution, We utilize attendance verification to ensure that students will be actively enrolled in a particular course so that billing is correct, so that you're not enrolled in a course for which you do not plan to attend or to complete assignments, etc. So you will just need to go in and confirm that you plan to remain enrolled in this course. I've mentioned this before, it's mentioned right here, but in order to stay in the MASM program or progress in the MASM program, you must take this course. It's mandatory, so it must be satisfactorily completed prior to the conclusion of the spring semester to continue in the program. For those of you who are part of the MASM Advantage program, those undergrad students, welcome. This is part of your spring schedule. So while this will likely be just an elective in your undergraduate coursework, this will still be something that will likely be a graduation requirement for some of you all, and some of you all will plan to move on to graduate school. So this course is actually really important for many of you all also. And so you want to go in and submit that. Other than that, there's a diagnostic writing assignment here. The instructions, everything you need to know are right here. I tell you roughly the page count, 3 to 4 pages, not counting a cover page or references. I tell you what style guide to use, APA, American Psychological Association. Give you a deadline, which is the same as the other two assignments, the contract and attendance verification. It's Sunday by midnight. The idea is I'm giving you some very vague, very broad instructions. The assignment's intended for me to evaluate and assess your writing and research knowledge and competency up to this point. So in other words, what have you learned through your undergraduate career in terms of writing and research? What do you conceptualize to be research? What do you think to be graduate level or graduate caliber research? And so don't overthink that too much. Just take the instructions that are here. I provided another video to help a little bit with that and submit that as well. And then I will end up providing copious edits, feedback tailored to you and your writing style and your research ideas. I will also take the amalgamation of all of those edits and tailor this course content to address common writing issues, common issues in research design, etc. So just know that that assignment is there. And then finally, let's navigate over to our syllabus here. I'm going to blow this up so we can see it. I've already sent this out in an introductory email to everyone. Of course, this is Intro to Graduate Writing and Research. One distinction I do want to make, I think a lot of people hear the title of this course and they envision research itself, conducting research. And I want to make the distinction between the two types of research in a very broad manner. One type of research is actual research design, carrying out research studies with human subjects and with data. And then there's also literature-based or literary research. This particular class will focus on the literary research. So think of this as what you probably know to be drafting research papers. Any type of professional study at the graduate level or the advanced level will always have what you call a literature review preceding any actual study that's conducted. The literature review, in other words, is a research paper to catch the reader up to the academic conversation with regards to that topic. Think of it as a research paper that is covering all of the important concepts, all the published literature, all of the research regarding a given topic up to a certain point in time. And it allows the reader to understand and to have a thorough understanding of the phenomenon or concept being researched in many studies. And so that's the ultimate outcome of this course, but I want you to think of research in terms of literary-based research. This course is going to be important for many of you all because it's going to precede the Sport Research Methods course in the MASM program, which will come later. And that's a course in which you will actually design a study. You will conduct a study. This will be the literature review or the literary research part that precedes that particular class. I have all of my information here on the front page, including our 2 required textbooks here. That's the APA Publication Manual. And also writing literature reviews, a guide for students of the social and behavioral sciences. You must have these 2 textbooks. Make sure that you secure them. I've touched base with Academos, and I'm attempting to have them submit the adoptions there, but just know that you can likely find them elsewhere for cheaper. You can probably find more options in terms of renting them, e-copies, all of that kind of stuff. I highly recommend having physical copies of these textbooks because it will be useful to have so you can kind of thumb through them and free up your screens as needed as you're conducting research later in the semester. Of course, this is the spring online term. My office is located in the marketing suite in the DPC. If you go into the marketing suite, you will take a right. There's a little hallway there, and you go down that hallway, and I'm the last office on the right. So you can find me there. If you would like to make an appointment, encourage reaching out by email first or phone. Probably email will be quicker to request any type of appointment. That is for assistance academically, that's for grade reviews, anything that you want to discuss with me. Schedule an appointment. They will typically be after 5 o'clock by appointment. I will try to be flexible and meet with you when I can. I do work full-time here at the university, so typically after 5 works best for me, but usually I can find a time that works for everybody. We've already mentioned the class is going to be predominantly asynchronous, with individual meetings with me and with your colleagues in the class through peer review sessions. There are no prerequisites other than being admitted to the MASM program or the MASM Advantage program, and it's a 3 credit hour course. Primarily, this course is designed to help students strengthen their academic and scholarly writing skills, so you're going to learn a lot of those nuanced concepts that you probably haven't been practicing since high school or before then even. And so this is going to be a brush up for grammar, mechanics, how to transition your writing from an undergraduate style to a more academic, scholarly style that is well suited for publication. It's going to help train your critical and analytical thinking skills to become an in-depth, in-tune researcher at the graduate level. It's also going to help train you for compiling and drafting literature reviews as a final product of learning the critical and analytical reasoning process at the graduate level. I've already touched base a little bit about how this course will operate online, weekly modules with assignments. One thing I do want to point out is that there are 2 major assignments in this course, which are 2 iterations or versions of the same assignment. And so what you will find is that in many graduate programs, students will develop a strong research interest or a particular research interest very early on in their program. They will adopt that and take it with them through all of their classes, usually integrating that into projects, into papers, analyses, and then finally into comprehensive exams at the end of your program. Many PhD programs usually involve taking a research interest, and then the final product would be writing a dissertation after conducting research. And so it's very common to have this idea that you take with you through the course. That will be the same in this particular course. You're going to identify something, some phenomenon, some applicable real-world problem in the realm of professional sport, something you're interested in. It can be anything. We're going to refine that interest. We're going to narrow it to make it something that's feasible. And then you're going to take that with you throughout the entire course. So you're going to write one analysis. I refer to it as the critical analysis. That's going to be the halfway point of the final paper. And you're going to take that same paper and content, add to it, and submit a final lit review at the end of the class. So when you see 2 different papers, think of them as the same overall concept, the same research domain or interest. We're just splicing it into 2 iterations to help us as we go through the course. Course objectives. Again, this is a core course in the MASM program. It's to help ensure success in your future MASM sport research class, but to also transition your writing from undergrad to grad level, technical academic writing, but also academic thinking. So learning what we call modes of inquiry. So learning the ways to take a research interest and to fully explore that, to fully explore all of the ideas that are being exchanged in the academic realm, to learn how to evaluate certain claims, to determine what substantiates a truth and what doesn't, etc. So you'll learn all of these things. I've got 5 primary objectives here bullet pointed.